Today I thought we'd have a serious talk about aggressive marketing. It's The Real Estate Show. Welcome to The Real Estate Show. My name's Rick Naples, broker owner of Zone Realty LLC. You zone your home. I want to talk today about the idea of aggressive marketing. What is aggressive marketing? The main concern of you, a seller, when you put your home on the market is how fast is the house going to sell and how much money can I get for it? There are several different things that a realtor will do in order to market the home to get it out to the widest range of potential buyers for that particular property. And one of the techniques they use is what's called aggressive marketing. Now, that can be interpreted a number of different ways. A lot of realtors would consider what an aggressive marketing campaign is gearing the house by price. Now, what I mean by that, folks, is that they're going to take a look at all the comparative properties that are in the market that are presently for sale, look at the structure and pricing and what the offers are on the house that is being put on the market or what the house has to it, and then price the house accordingly, not so that it's competitive to those other homes, but so that its price is slightly under or a few $1,000s under the other homes that are on the market. Now, this, of course, is going to attract more buyers because when a buyer's doing a search, they usually do a search, yes, by number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and so on and so forth, but they also search price range. So depending on how the realtor structures the price with the seller, it can be very aggressive to the rest of the market and attract a lot of buyers because it seems like it's the best value out there for the dollars that are going to be spent. Now, some other realtors consider the idea of aggressive being how they approach the overall marketing campaign. And this could be a number of different things that they're going to do. You know, a lot of realtors have access to social media now, as well as individual websites and other methods of marketing a home. And we still see a few real estate agencies out there using old-fashioned print advertising in the hopes that maybe somebody looking at the paper will see something and know something that, or know somebody that might want to buy that house. Targeted marketing becomes a more aggressive technique, and this is when the realtor will take the time to research who's out there and who's in that range for that price of home and target those individuals specifically. Now, realtors cannot deal directly with a buyer that is already working with another realtor. That's an agency protective contract, and they can't interfere with that. But they can reach out to those realtors that are working with those buyers, letting those realtors know what they have listed and what the situation is or what the offering is. One of the ways they do that is through a system through the multiple listing service where they're able to do a reverse marketing or what they call reverse prospecting. This is where they can put the data in on a particular house with its pictures and send it out to only those realtors that have in their databases buyers that are within that price range. So it's kind of a bring it up to the top of the list. Here's what we have. You have a buyer in that market area. Bring them and show them this home. Another way of aggressive marketing is to try and entice the buyer through extras. And I'll talk a little bit more about that right after this. We're talking about aggressive marketing techniques when it comes to selling a home. And I had mentioned just before the break about the idea of sellers trying to entice buyers with perks or giveaways. We've seen a lot of those over the years, and you have to be careful because sometimes you can't make those part of the actual contract because they're purchasing the home. But I've seen in the past, for instance, if it's a large home, the seller may say, hey, if you purchase my home, I'll leave behind the lawn riding tractor for you, or I'll leave the snow thrower for you, or I have a fully equipped garden shed and I'll leave all the tools. Most commonly, we see things like if someone has a swimming pool, they'll leave the pump and all the equipment for the pool behind because they're not going to take it to their next property. Those kinds of things. Those are enticements or incentives, but they're not actually part of the real estate deal. Sometimes they're considered outside of the deal. If they are included in the deal, it becomes the way that the realtor has to make the presentation and the seller has to accept the purchase of the home. So you need to be very careful there. There are other things that realtors will do or real estate agencies will do to be aggressive in the marketing of your home. That is where, with the agreement of the seller, they may offer a higher percentage of commission to the real estate agency that brings a ready, willing, and able buyer to purchase that home. Now that's done through a technique we call bonuses. Now bonuses are a tricky thing because, again, it's not the agreed upon commission that's being paid to the agency for the sale of that home. It's an additional dollar amount. And they entice it by saying, hey, if you sell my home, I will pay an extra, whatever the dollar amount might be, to the real estate agency for bringing me that ready, willing, and able buyer. Again, caution as far as how that's structured. If you are a seller and you're looking to sell your home and you do want to go the bonus route, you want to make sure that you talk to your realtor on how to correctly structure that and make sure that there's a time limitation and a time period on it. I've seen many listings where it says, get a ready, willing, and able buyer to contract on this home by, and there's a date, and earn a bonus of, and there's a dollar amount. So that's another technique that can be done. Some of the other aggressive techniques out there that are quite unusual, talk about those right after this break. As I said at the beginning of the show, I thought I'd sit nice and comfortable and have a serious talk about marketing a home for sale and aggressive techniques or aggressive marketing. I mentioned a couple of different things as far as gearing the price and undercutting the market as far as price is concerned, or offering little perks or things to go along with the house so that if a buyer purchases that particular house, they don't have those upfront investments like trying to buy a lawnmower, a snow thrower, tools, or whatever it might be. There are other things that I've seen sellers do over the years. And again, it depends on the buyer as to whether or not they're interested. One of the trends that I saw that was quite interesting that's used during the winter months when the season is slow is if you purchase this particular house, we will pay for your vacation. That's a situation where the real estate agency or the realtor might buy a certificate or a discount ticket or something along that lines to a vacation trip, whether it might be a weekend or a week. And there's a lot of those packages that are out there where they say if you're the buyer and you buy this particular home, we'll help pay for your vacation. After you've moved in, got yourself all settled, you're going to need some time off. We're going to help you take care of that. So I've seen that used before. Whether or not that works, jury's still out on that. But it is an interesting and something different that I've seen offered on some homes. One of the other things that I have seen sellers do is if the house is a specific type of house that's unique. There are some houses that are out there, especially in new construction. They call those smart homes. Homes that are geared to the internet or have alarm setups or have specific setups that make them unique as far as the other homes that are on the market. Sellers have offered their services to a potential buyer to instruct them in how to use those different tools that are within the house. In other words, if you purchase my house, I will advise you or I will teach you how to use whatever it might be over the couple of weeks that you're moving into the house. Now, that's unique. Let's talk about some real useful items. Not that those are not useful. Home warranty. Let me repeat that again. A home warranty. What's a home warranty? Well, let's say you're out there in the market, you're a buyer, and you're going to buy a home, and it's an older home. The home's in great condition. The home inspection comes through clean, but it's an older home. It has an older furnace. Maybe the appliances are still great, but they might be 10, 12 years old. Maybe there's a central air conditioning system that's been installed for the last 20 years and works fine, but it's old. And other things with the house. It's an older home. The home warranty allows you to put a warranty on those items. So should something go wrong after you've purchased and moved into the home, you have a warranty. You're only paying a deductible and you can get those items replaced or repaired. A lot of sellers who are selling older homes will entice the buyer by offering to pay for the home warranty. They usually pay for the first year. This is a way for them to say to the buyer, yes, I know my home is older. Yes, I know my appliances are older, my furnace is older, but I'll tell you what, if you purchase my home, let me take the worry away from you and I'll purchase a warranty to protect you for the first year that you're in the home should anything go wrong with any of these items. So that's another technique that could be used. One of the other things that I've seen out there as far as the unusual is concerned is a seller offering to buy something for the purchaser. And the way that that works is that could be in the form of gift certificates. That can be in the form of offering to replace something. In other words, if you give me my full price that I'm asking on this home, I will buy a new refrigerator, a new stove, or whatever. Or if you purchase this home at my asking price, I will give you a $500 gift certificate to Lowe's or Home Depot or a local store or something along those lines. Now, gift certificates I've seen used by realtors as gifts to the buyer or to seller at the closing, usually to the buyer, to give them a little bit of a heads up as far as things that they're going to be purchasing for the home. But again, you have to be very careful on how these things are done because there are limitations. This is the portion of the real estate show I call the real estate mailbag. It allows me the time to answer emails that are sent to our address or to just make commentary on what the show's subject is or things that I've heard or comments. And I hope that you find this section interesting. As you can see behind my shoulder here, Bella's been with us throughout the show. She made herself comfortable on top of those pillows, and she's listening, but she's a cat, so she could kind of care less. But that's Bella that's back there in case anybody was curious as to what that is on that pillow behind me. But anyways, the commentary that I wanted to talk about is in subject with the show, aggressive marketing. You need to be very careful about what you're going to offer and what you're going to include with the house, and be very specific. I'll give an example. If you decide that you have a ride-on lawnmower and as an enticement to the buyer, you're going to offer that ride-on lawnmower to the potential buyer if they purchase your home, in other words, you're going to agree to leave it behind, you have to be very specific that you're leaving the lawnmower behind at the time of the closing of the sale. It works, but you're not warrantying it. You're not going to replace it should it break down a year or 2 years from now. It's just at the moment, that particular time. That's why I say you have to talk to your realtor on any of these things, whether it might be trips or gift certificates or bonuses or lower price on the house. Whatever technique you're going to use to aggressively market your home, make sure you sit with your realtor and discuss it thoroughly and have all the protections in place so that you get a nice, clean sale. My name is Rick Naples, owner broker of Zone Realty LLC. U-Zone, your home. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.